Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live's FOMC coverage. I'm Maggie Lake, and joining me is the Dream Team, macro strategist Craig Shapiro, senior economist Tracy Shuchart, senior market strategist Jim Cagnina, and Blake Morrow, co-founder of Forex Analytics. Hey, everybody. How are you?
Good
Hey, Maggie.
afternoon, Maggie.
Everyone is
What's going
bracing
on?
for the Fed meeting. What's not going on? So we've got this Fed meeting, and I mean, I think the job was hard enough, but now we had PPI and war on top of it. Tracy, what are we looking for here today?
So yeah, I mean, I think obviously they're going to hold rates steady. That's what the market is pricing in to over a 99% chance. So I think really what people are going to be watching is kind of the language around it. Is it kind of a hawkish hold or a dovish hold? How concerned may be about rising energy prices? Is it just transitory to them, or do they expect it to be persistent? So it's really all going to be about the language, and people are going to really be watching for, any kind of war talk, which likely would come in the presser, not at the statement. And within the statement, most will be looking at what they say about the labor market, given that we've had a couple of bad prints and revisions, plus the year-end revision last year. And so it'll be interesting to see what the language is sort of around that in the statement, and also kind of what the FOMC vote looks like. How many dissenters are there?
Yeah, it's all of the, and what they try to avoid, right? All of the kind of posturing around it. It's wild to have to think about them putting together that statement, which we know they don't change very much at a time when you have all kinds of folks like Ray Dalio saying, like, the world order as we know it is over.
Yeah.
So how do they balance those two things? Craig, I saw a great line from Peter Bookvar today that the Fed has a new chair, and it's not Warsh, it's oil. This is a big issue they have to deal with.
Yeah, look, I mean, the Fed has had a history. Joseph Wang talked about this morning of how the Fed thinks about oil prices and often can look through oil prices. Did so in 2003, did so at the onset of the Iraq War in the early 90s. If the economy is showing signs of sluggishness, if Fed is happy to think about cutting rates despite oil prices moving higher, because ultimately those higher oil prices are a concern for growth and can be deflationary. But look, we've already been in a period where inflation's been running above target for 5 years. Inflation momentum was already, reaccelerating even before the war premium started to come back to the fore. So, and at the last meeting, the Fed actually did wind up upgrading its assessment of the labor market, now probably much to their chagrin after the negative payroll print in February. But I think you're going to have a situation here where people at the Fed are just kind of don't know. And that's going to mean more uncertainty and more desire to hold the line. And so while we'll probably get the dovish dissents from Myron and Waller, maybe Bowman as well, those who are hawkish are going to say, look, we just need more time. And the fact that the supply chain is going to be under stress for a longer period of time actually concerns us that inflation will be sticky. And there's really not much of a resolution necessarily on the table. And so let's hold. I think the market's expectations here, look, since the beginning of the war at the early part of March, the market has taken 2 cuts out of SOFR 6, Z6, which is almost 2 cuts. And so kind of 45 basis points out of that peak number that we saw on March 1st or 2nd, whatever day that was. And so I think that's a lot. I think now the market's only looking for 20 basis points of rate cuts this year. Seems low to me. In light of the guy in charge, Trump, if anyone heard of him, he's pretty dovish, and he's going to want his Fed chair to come in there and start to execute on a plan to bring down rates. And so if the oil price and energy stuff stays sticky and leads to that growth contraction, I suspect we're going to get more rate cuts later this year. But the path is through. We need to see risk asset prices obviously correct first in order to bring those rate cuts later. And so what the market's been pricing is, the imminent likelihood of a taco. I tweeted this earlier today, why I thought that was unlikely to happen, because it's much more difficult now for the president to get out of this when Iran and Israel have other things in mind.
Yeah, which is going to work against the idea of laying the kind of ground. Two things: works against laying the groundwork for the Fed to, or puts more pressure on them with the awkwardness of a prolonged break in supply chains. You're going to get that upward pressure on prices, and you're potentially going to hurt growth, right? Which is, again, heading into the midterms, problematic. So on all counts, not exactly what I would think that was the original plan for the administration. Blake and Jim, let's start with you, Blake. How's the market feeling heading into this? It looks like a little bit of a change from earlier in the day, the tone, clearly the PPI weighing. But Blake, what are you watching?
Well, I'm always keeping an eye on the dollar, but as you guys have been talking about crude oil, this has been a big change today, and what Craig was tweeting about and mentioning about the shift that we've seen in Israeli tactics today, targeting some of Iran's infrastructure, and what that's done is that's put a lot of upside pressure on crude, which is throwing a whole monkey wrench into the FOMC meeting and probably where the dot plots are going to land. So that's what makes this this today a little bit more interesting than it would have been without this morning's events. But I am looking at the dollar and equities. Obviously, equities are sitting on their lows. The dollar is sitting near its highs of the session. I'm really hoping that we get something that gives us just a little bit more of a dovish spin. Maybe on the dot plots. Maybe it shows us that there are maybe still another couple cuts coming later this year. I hope the dollar weakens just a bit because I want to be adding to my dollar exposure, long exposure, because of the risks that are mounting right now and the inability for President Trump to taco. So I'm keeping a really close eye on the dollar, which is firm, and obviously equities that are sitting right on their session lows right now.
Yeah, Jim, what about you? How are you feeling about where the market is? I know you're always watching levels, and but I guess where are we looking for the most immediate reaction? It would normally be bonds, but is that the case this time?
I think so. I mean, yesterday I was thinking, well, I'll sell the panic, buy the dip, right? We got some reversals going on in equity markets and the treasury markets, but that stopped today. That stopped cold. I think that's out the window. I think the doves on the committee, their hair's on fire right now. I think inflation is just starting to heat up in a long, big, sustained way, and it's going to cause some problems here. So, I'm going to keep an eye on the 30-year treasury bonds to see if we make new lows. Right now, we're kind of stuck in that 114 handle after 2 days of short-lived optimism. So I'm no longer optimistic in the bond market.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people are, I think, starting to get in positions and now, once again, having to sort of step to the sideline. I know nothing. Hi, joining us from Little Havana in Miami, Florida, asking Jim the Edge Report PM edition today. And I believe the answer to that is yes, right, Jim?
Yeah. Right before the press conference, so 2:25.
All right, action-packed for you. Trace, we were talking about the personnel involved here. In addition to all the things the Fed has to address, there's the chairman who's not gone through the nomination process yet, and all sorts of questions about Powell. I keep thinking that Jerome Powell is so close to getting out, like with sort of he's still under investigation, but like the economy was moving, the Fed's plot was in play, and now we have all of these issues about inflation, moving higher again, war, all these uncertainties, making it really muddy waters for the Fed. But Powell going to get questions about what happens to him in this?
Well, I'm 100% sure, as in all pressers, that he will get asked those questions, particularly if he has decided he is going to stay or not. Remember, he said that he was not going to leave while there was an ongoing investigation. He would give up his chairmanship, obviously, because his term is over, but he doesn't really have to leave the Board of Governors. And so the question remains, does he stay or not? Because obviously Trump would love to replace him as quickly as possible with somebody that was a dub. So we'll have to see what happens on that. So I'm 100%, I'm 200% certain they are going to ask him about that. Now, whether Powell generally chooses not to answer those kind of questions, and he's been really good about that. He doesn't like to talk about, ongoing cases or anything that has to do with him personally, particularly at a FOMC presser, where he likes to stay with the data. He doesn't talk about, the president telling him constantly to lower rates. So he definitely does a really good job at kind of sidestepping any of those questions. But I am 100% certain he will definitely be asked those questions.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a legal expert, but I mean, this is going to sound a little negative, but if I'm part of the government or some kind of institution and I'm under some kind of legal investigation, I want that to end before I leave, because who's picking up the tab for my defense? Just saying.
Good point.
Good point. I think what everybody wants to know, though. I mean, by the way, this would give him cover to stay, and it'd be about something else other than just being a thorn in Trump's side and in like an attempt to shadow over Warsh, right? I mean, that would give him cover to do that. But that's what everyone's been wondering about. Does he stay on sort of as the defense of Fed credibility while Trump's appointees are coming on? Craig, you mentioned that you think the Fed is going to cut, or there's going to need to cut. Is that what you said before? Because so many people have swung to thinking that maybe there's not going to be any rate cuts. You think there's still room, or did I mishear that?
No, look, I don't think they're going to cut imminently. I just think the markets have priced out the possibility that we're going to resume a cutting cycle later this year. The first cut is now expected to be in December. We're only really pricing in 20 basis points of cuts now for 2026. And I think the longer we go with the geopolitical uncertainty, supply chain issues, and inflation, the more likely we're going to have a growth slowdown that eventually, makes the labor market deterioration even that much worse. And so I think in that environment, as risk asset prices fall and the economy is slowing and the labor market's slowing, we are going to get into a situation where the Fed is likely to be cutting later this year. And I don't really think we're necessarily priced for that now, looking for only 20 basis points of cuts in December. Remember, the Fed is a dual mandate central bank. It's labor and inflation, unlike the ECB or most other central banks, which are inflation mandate only. And so you look at like the ECB now, folks are pricing in the expectation for 2 hikes, from the ECB at some point this year. They're much more sensitive to the oil price. They're headline inflation driven to a large degree as well. The Fed's just not driven that way. And so I do think as the geopolitical uncertainty remains out there and the economy slows, we could find ourselves in a position to where the Fed is cutting later this year. And I don't really think it's being priced. We've taken out 2 of those cuts already. Not much more to go. And in my view, under Trump, there will be no rate hikes coming. And so we only got 20 basis points to go here, where the market completely prices everything out for 2026. I think we're getting to a point now where it's more likely to see some strength in SOFR 6 and probably moving higher as rate cuts move back in a risk offsetting.
Yeah, so that's so interesting. So do you think it's because purely of the political pressure from Trump, or do you think that the economy and or the jobs market is going to weaken enough for them to have to come in and do something in the second half?
I think the data will drive, and I think the president will push. But it's more the former, right? I think it's the fact that we've already started to see a slowdown in the labor market, events itself, negative payrolls last month, and the significant revisions for last year. The labor momentum is deteriorating. It's not falling off a cliff necessarily, but it's not great. And I think now with the supply chain disruptions and the low-end consumer getting crimped here from higher energy prices, we're likely to see further strain in the hiring market for between now and the next 6 months. And so I think the data is going to drive us there. Headline inflation is obviously going to be elevated, but I don't think that's necessarily something the Fed will care about if the labor market really shows signs of weakness. And I think the longer this uncertainty around the war goes on, the more likely we're going to see that labor market slow down.
Yeah, it's such a great point to bring up, Craig, and I think it's something that we're going to be talking about a lot because it's the time frame issue, right? In the short term, you have all these pressures, but longer term, do you see a sort of changing dynamic? And it looks like the Fed's back in the position again, which I'm sure they're just dreading. Is when can you deal with both? Do you have to sacrifice one? If faced with a choice between inflation and the economy and jobs, which one do you go for? Which do you save? And ultimately, it's probably always going to be the economy
But
this time around.
we could have some fractional voting this year. I mean, it might not be 12-0 every meeting here on out. We have 3 Trump appointees. We have 5 bank presidents who, they have boots on the ground smarts. And then the rest of them were appointed a long time ago by Biden. So the political pressure, yeah, you got the chairman, but you got all these other committee members who do kind of have a mind of their own.
Yeah, and we're just about up to the time that we'll get at least the headlines crossing. So, Shai, anytime it comes through, feel free to jump in. And Anthony's in the chat and is saying that you look like a true Sicilian today, Jim, just FYI.
And you know why that is, Maggie? Because I am a true Sicilian.
That'll always do
There
it.
you go.
That'll always work.
Yeah, this Fed's gonna let it run hot. Oh, here we go.
All right, so maintains as expected, and it looks like Moran dissented. It looks like there were 2 dissents, so I'm guessing Waller and
No, just one. Just one. Yep. Maintain projections for one rate cut in 26 and one in 27. Just trying to go through the dots as we.
Yeah, I'll let you guys do that. Blake, any reaction in the market now? I mean, this is going to be tricky because we kind of knew the headline wasn't going to be the big show. It's going to be more what they say in the presser, but any sense of kind of how the market's positioning itself here?
Well, what's interesting is we are seeing a little bit of dollar softness right after this single dissent, which is interesting to me. I actually thought that the dollar would actually firm up just a little bit. But we are seeing the euro pop a few. Equities are recovering just a bit initially, and then we've got crude oil continues to peel off a little bit. Bitcoin's recovering some, but I would think that whatever we're seeing, this maybe knee-jerk reaction that we're seeing, is probably going to be short-lived as we head into the press conference here in about 30 minutes. But this is the price action that I want to see. I want to see the dollar weaken a little bit further, and I want to buy a little. So when it comes down.
Yeah, and George pointing out, Jim, that oil dumping is the big news. We've been talking about everything keying off of oil, and that certainly has been the case today. But it's interesting given the news flow that's been coming in, which sounds, again, like not like this is resolving. If Israel's been hitting, Iranian infrastructure, and we've got another key member, I think it was the intelligence officer, taken out. So, it's kind of contrary to the headlines.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at bonds right now. Sorry to digress a little bit here.
Sure.
It's up 3 ticks. But the good news is we didn't break past that. We didn't make new lows. We didn't break through that 0DT put support, and because that would have probably caused some velocity to the downside. So, kind of muted right there with respect to that marketplace. And then equity markets, the same thing. Didn't make these new lows.
I just wanted to go back about the crude thing a little bit. We did have some comments about from Vance that may have sparked this dump, if you want to call it a dump. Really, it's into the close. We just saw oil closes at 2 p.m. Eastern time for regular trading hours, and we just saw dump into the close, which is not abnormal. I'd like to still point out is although WTI is down slightly, Brent is still up over 3%. So, that's why I told everybody to watch both contracts earlier this morning. But I do have the statement changes, and believe it or not, it's kind of a little dovish. All that was really changed is when they were talking about the unemployment rate, last time it said the unemployment rate has shown some signs of stabilization. That has been replaced by been little changed in recent months, which is odd. And there was one statement about the Middle East, and all it said is the implication of developments in the Middle East for the U.S. economy are uncertain. Those were the only statement changes.
Yeah, I think on this employment thing, I think the Fed is just reacting to the fact that the labor market, the payroll print came in negative last month. So remember in January, they upgraded their assessment of labor. Then the payrolls come in negative for February. And so now they're just saying, from stable to the next is, well, it's been little change in recent months. So not really much. I don't think there's really much to read into that. I think if they would have said, we're acknowledging that, actually November, December were weak, and then January was good, and then February was weak also. Things have actually been getting worse. That's the reality that's been on the ground. We've been seeing that in the ADP numbers, which were significantly negative towards the end of last year. I think if they would have said something like that, it would have been in a dovish direction. This, to me, seems more like no real concern here on the labor market, which I think is a mistake. I think the labor market is showing some signs of concern that should be addressed at some point later this year, but they're not there yet, which doesn't, not too much of a surprise. And so that's why the market has priced out, imminent cuts.
Yeah. What do you think is going to be, what is the Fed, are we going to get a sense today, I guess, Shai, of what the Fed is keying off of? We're going to say that it appears that they're going to put the commodity oil pressure to the side for the moment. They may have to change that, assuming that it's resolved. And looking at the curve in oil, you could see that. But now between inflation and labor, do we have a sense, or are we going to get a sense today from the presser which one is the lead dog here and which one they're likely to pay more attention to? Because they could be moving in opposite directions.
Well, absolutely. And I think again, the Fed will be looking past oil right now, because generally when we do have a geopolitical price spike, we do see a fall afterwards, quite precipitously. So, I don't expect oil prices to remain this elevated. Likely, the Fed's been through this. They know, they've studied history. They've been around. They know what happens when you have a geopolitical price spike. We definitely generally come down. So they may be be willing to look beyond that. But I'm sure that with some of these hotter inflation prints that we've been getting, Powell will be asked the question, and particularly with some of the weakness in the labor market that we've been seeing, will be asked those questions, and which is the Fed weighing more. So we'll have to see what he says. Again, I think the presser is going to be, or at least at this point, is going to be more of a market mover than obviously the actual rate decision.
Yeah, and this is where Powell in the past has chosen to, point the market in the direction if he wants. He has made market moving comments with that presser. So it's important not to write that off. Oil may go down. A lot of people worried about food prices, though, Craig, because of the fertilizer disruption. And, we always say that traditionally the reason this is so important is because whether it's oil, which shows up in gas, and that's like an immediate tax on consumers, but so are food prices. We've seen the outrage over that really become a political problem here in the U.S., not to mention the dire circumstances that will happen elsewhere if we have a disruption to crops. But is the Fed going to be able to just write it all off as temporary?
Core inflation is inflation ex food and energy, right? So they'll throw the increase in food prices in the same camp as the increase in oil prices, right? And so I think look, I think what the market wants to hear, what the market typically would like to hear, is that the Fed has their back always and around every corner. And so at the first signs of labor market deterioration, the Fed is ready to address that with falling interest rates. I think that is an environment we are starting to get into here with the pace of labor market growth waning and last month's negative payroll print, and now the prospects for further deterioration because of the geopolitical uncertainty. The gating factor on the Fed's ability to cut rates, though, is headline inflation. So it'll slow down the pace that they're willing to cut rates, right? It'll be very difficult, let's say, for the Fed to kick off cutting rates next month with a 50 basis point rate cut in light of accelerating inflation print. So the high inflation provides a gate on the Fed's ability to speedily cut rates. I think the kicker, though, would be if financial conditions start to deteriorate significantly, if asset prices start to move materially lower, that will give the Fed more cover. But we need to start trading that first, right? So, but for now, if the market's just not going to do anything, the Fed's not going to give the market what it wants.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, and there's one thing that the market doesn't like, and it's these stagflationary pressures that we're feeling. So, when you're seeing a labor market slightly deteriorate, then you got PCE data that we got today, which is going to be, feeding into consumer prices and PCE in the months ahead. It's really going to put the Fed in a really precarious situation. Plus, I would assume that the longer that persists, we're going to see equities eventually break down. It just seems like the straws are building on the camel's back at this point.
Yeah, and we are definitely seeing sort of a little bit of risk off in all the markets. I mean, gold down, with crypto down. Shai, you think the Fed's going to get a question about private credit? Because we of course we are so focused on what's happening in Iran, but the headlines just don't end on private credit. What do you think that conversation is going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to, I'm sure somebody will ask a question. I'm sure Powell will state that, it's not the Fed's mandate, but they are keeping an eye on it, right? They have their two mandates, price stability and the labor market, so meaning inflation in the labor market, essentially. And so I'm sure that he will say, if he is asked a question about that he is aware of what is happening in private credit markets, but it's really not the Fed's purview right now, and unless something explodes, and I'm sure they'll say they're watching the banks and making sure their financial structures are intact and nobody is overexposed, et cetera. But and that the Fed can provide plenty of liquidity for them if needed, et cetera, et cetera. But I doubt he'll really get into it much again, at least not at this presser.
Craig, at the risk of overly simplifying this, somebody in the chat earlier said, I sold all my stocks, I'm nervous, which I think is, I understand that. And then but you look across the rest of the market, and even though stocks are down now, they've been catching a bit. Everyone seems to be waiting for the resolution. And if you look at oil, especially as you go further out, is everyone overly complacent? Is there still a sense that one way or another this is going to wrap up in a 1 or 2 week period?
Yes. I'm joking, but no, we've been.
Yes, you asked the right person. He's probably the biggest,
complacent.
the biggest market bear.
I mean, we've been speaking about this a bit. How I felt like the part of the complacency was tied into the structural dynamics around option pricing and around expiry and the VIX expiry that went off the board this morning, and around options expiry, which goes away Friday, which I think is providing some support and some dealer hedges and buyback flows that. In this window here. And then once these hedges start to go away towards the end of the week and into next week, the window of potential weakness is open for the market to trade more directional in a way that better reflects the risk environment that we're in, one of higher oil prices, rising yields, potential stagflationary environment that Blake mentioned. And so, yeah, I think we are in that situation here. And I think what we're learning today from the Fed is that they're not the answer here, right? Fed rate cuts are not coming and really interest rate cuts are not the right recipe here for what potentially plagues the global economy here, a supply chain driven inflationary dynamic that's largely geopolitical in nature in an area of the world that everybody knows is a hotbed. So I do think markets have become incredibly complacent about that. And I think the markets can start to trade truer between now and the rest of the month. Now that the VIX expiry positions are behind us, and by Friday, most of the quarterly expiry positions are behind us as well. I did want to just point out, I'm just looking through some of the internals of the dot plot here. The dots really didn't move for this year. For next year, the terminal dot did go up a tick. But interestingly, the Fed did upgrade its assessment of core PCE for this year from 2.5 in the December plot to 2.7%. So they've taken up their expectations of inflation for this year. I think that just makes it more difficult for them to kick off that rate cutting cycle again. And so unemployment rate was kept flat at 4.4%. So I guess you could say on the margin, we didn't move the dots, even though we've raised the inflation expectation. You can, in theory, I guess, say that's dovish, but I think in light of President Trump, there was no way they were going to take the cuts away. So, but on the margin, I think if you're taking up your expectations of inflation in 2026, you've raised the bar that makes it more difficult for the Fed to cut rates to address any further deterioration in the labor market.
Which may be a sign that they are more concerned about the current oil situation if they are taking that up over longer term without actually saying it.
Yeah, I mean,
it would appear, right? I mean, Jim.
yeah, that gate that Craig mentioned earlier has got barbed wire on the top. I mean, look, all these energy inputs are feeding into all the products we buy, all the products we develop, all the products we import, export. This is just not a national problem. This is a international phenomenon right now. Ultra low sulfur diesel is just ripping higher every time I open up a chart. So I think some of the doves, again, their hair's on fire right now thinking about this problem.
Blake, it's not just, I mean, obviously we're focused on the FOMC, but we have a whole bunch of central bankers meeting this week. Any currency dynamics that you're keeping an eye on?
Oh my gosh, I'd hate to be at the Bank of Japan right now, which is meeting, and then we've got we have the European Central Bank and the Bank of England and the Swiss National Bank, which is another one that's in the crosshairs too. There's a lot of dynamics, and as Craig mentioned a bit earlier in the show, in case you missed it, not all central banks are created equal, and certain central banks have different mandates, like inflation. So the ECB is worried more about inflation, but it's laughable when you're like, wait a second, market's trying to price in rate hikes from the ECB. And most of us are sitting back saying, yeah, when pigs fly, that ain't happening. We're not getting any rate hikes. But that doesn't mean that Christine Lagarde can't lean that direction. And same with Andrew Bailey. They're going to be more influenced by this impact that they're going to have with natural gas, crude oil. A lot of what passes through the Strait of Hormuz is having a direct impact not only on these European countries, but also Japan. And Japan is really kind of up the creek without a paddle at this point, and they're almost defensiveless. And that's why, the yen has been so weak. And so I think how these central banks are positioning themselves over the next 24, 36 hours is going to be really, really critical to the currency market. But all in all, the driver is going to be the dollar. The dollar is not relenting today, and and really the focus is going to be on the dollar in the press conference in about 13 minutes from now.
Yes, when we hear from Powell.
Yep.
Tracy, what are you going to be listening the most closely to? What has the potential to be the market mover? What do you think that everyone's going to key off of?
Well, I personally will be listening intensely over his comments about inflation, because he's not going to address the oil issue in the here and now. But if he sounds more hawkish on inflation, that may mean that they are at least thinking about it, particularly as we saw kind of an uptick in their inflation expectations towards the end of the year, because it would take that long to really filter in, even though you and I see gas and diesel prices right away. It does take time to, it depends how long it is, and it's going to be much longer than people think, but that still takes time to filter down into the real economy. So if they're looking out towards, September, December, that means that they might be a little bit concerned. And so I will be listening for that, and any sort of acknowledgement that we have sort of seen a deterioration in the labor market, and that is a concern, because, we had a great January print, but not in December, not for the year, not for, certainly not for February. So
yeah, and some parts of the labor market are horrible. If you look at youth unemployment, we know that's where AI is going for those entry-level jobs. I don't know that we've heard that much from the Fed on the impact of AI, have we?
Not as a whole, they haven't.
Not explicitly, right? Because that's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Are we looking at a rapid deterioration of labor? I mean, that's what sent the market down so sharply before on that Centrini report, is that AI is coming for all these jobs. I don't know that we've really heard the Fed weigh in on it in any significant way, but I haven't been tracking all the speeches.
And yeah, and let's not dismiss the real elephant in the room, Maggie, is are our college kids going to be moving back in with us over the next couple of years?
Blake and I are particularly worried about.
I'm like, oh crap! I just converted that room into a workout room. I mean, come on,
That's right.
I'm ahead of you guys. Mine's already moved in.
No, but it is the sort of overriding worry, I think, on so many people's minds. What happens with that? And Craig, that would feed into your argument about a kind of rapid weakening in the economy. But if it happens with high inflation, that's what I would want to know. Like, if you've got this inflation, even if it's 6 months to 8 months, and then suddenly you see this rapid deterioration in the labor market, that is not a good scenario for anyone to be operating in. But I doubt we'll hear them say stagflation rather. Craig, what about you? What are you going to be looking at, and how vulnerable do equities seem here?
Yeah, just a couple of things. I mean, you mentioned Peter Bookvar before, and he tweeted something out, or he was asked, and he said the statement is a yawner and was done on purpose. Those are both in quotes. In light of everything going on in the Middle East and global ripple effects, the FOMC could not have crafted a more non-event statement. That was essentially little changed. And then Neil Dutta brings up an interesting point from Red Mac, and he said the fact that Waller did not dissent, he thought that was very interesting. Waller knows the value of a dissenting opinion. And the fact that he didn't dissent here suggests that even he knows, look, the Fed can't be getting too far ahead of itself here, thinking about cutting rates. And he's the one that pointed out, right into the payroll print in February, that if the payrolls came in bad, he was likely going to favor rate cuts in the March meeting. Now, obviously, things have changed because of the war since really that came out. But the fact that he didn't dissent here, I thought was interesting. And then third, Steve Myron has gone now on his dot from 5 cuts in 2026 down to 3. So he's removed now two of his cuts from the expectation. He's the dovish mouthpiece of the Fed. He's the kind of seen as the right hand of the administration's views about monetary policy. And so the fact that he's taken out 2 of his cuts, now we just lost a meeting, so that makes a little bit of sense that he would lose 1. But for him to move out 2 cuts, I think on the margin, again, I think what I'm saying is the current political backdrop and inflation that we're seeing in the energy patch is making it more difficult for the Fed to recommence a cutting cycle. And so anytime we get negative growth data, particularly negative payroll data, the bar for them to move and start cutting again is very high. I think that creates a challenging dynamic for the equity market that wants to know that the Fed is going to be there supporting it as the economy slows. And so I think the fact that we're kind of pushing out the timeline still from when the Fed's going to begin cutting rates again becomes a concern for equities, maybe as early as 3:15 after the Powell Presser is over. But again, we still have to get through some of these dynamics short term here on the options expiry stuff. But I think towards the end of the quarter, I think market participants are going to wake up to that reality that the Fed doesn't really have their back. There's a lot of uncertainty in the Middle East. It's very difficult to engineer a taco situation this time around like it was back last April with respect to the tariffs. And so I think that's then you mentioned the private credit stuff. We're throwing a lot at the equity market here in a time when it's more difficult for the equity markets to stay afloat because you've lost a lot of that buyback and supportive hedging flow. So I'm more concerned about the backdrop here at the end of the quarter than not.
Yeah, and we've seen them be incredibly resilient so far, but I think everyone's kind of wondering, like, does the popsicle support system start to crater a little? Anybody want to take any guess at what Truth Social is going to be saying today?
I'm just waiting for True Social till after Warsh takes over. The beating that guy is going to get. I mean, that's going to be.
I give it 5 more minutes till we get a post saying too late, Powell.
I think the equity markets are anticipating that right now. We're almost making new lows on the session as we speak. I'm about to yell timber right now.
Yeah, I think as Craig just so eloquently laid out a lot of the reasons and concerns. But to your point, Blake, we're used to him beating up on Powell. We are not used to him beating up on Warsh. And
No,
so that then becomes, because right now it's kind of personal anonymity to between Powell and Trump. If it's now his pick, then it becomes like he's at war with the Fed again, which I think unnerved markets last time.
Sure, and he's right now he's building his defense on why he's going to have to keep rates on hold. And as Craig pointed out, that is a great observation. I was stunned when I was like, wait, there's only one dissent, only Mirren. How did that happen? I mean, I'm sure everybody's looking at that and thinking about, why is that? He has to build his case when he takes over and takes the helm of the Fed, why he's not cutting rates and why he's not.
What's the over under on the honeymoon period? 1 meeting or 2?
Well, we're assuming that he goes along with it. We're assuming he doesn't cut rates. I don't know, Craig. He was appointed for a reason, right? Maybe we're overestimating their sort of attention on inflation.
We're also assuming he gets in.
Right.
I mean,
True.
right now he's not even. There's not even a time for him to be nominated because the Senate's not taking up the nominations. I expect ultimately that will rectify, but right now it doesn't look like he's going to be in there for. He may not even be in there for the June meeting at this rate. But look, it's going to be difficult, right? I think the data will determine it. And so if we are in a situation here where the supply chain remains strained. And inflation remains elevated, the economy is going to show more signs of deterioration more imminently than not. I think maybe it'll start to show up in first quarter earnings conference call outlook statements. After the close today, we get Micron, but more importantly for the economy, we get FedEx tomorrow, we get Carnival next on Friday. We get you got some big consumer names coming, and I think as we start to hear these companies start to talk about the uncertainty, the inflation, slowing hiring trends. Those will be the types of things that the Fed will be monitoring and thinking about. And so, if it comes a time when the economy is showing that clear signs of deterioration, the Fed won't hesitate to cut if it needs to. It's just we're in that kind of in between stage now where it's not really showing up, but it's in the psyche. And with the inflation, it makes it difficult for the Fed to move and be forward-looking, right? They have to kind of wait a little bit and see it, make sure that it's there, and then they can react to it.
Yeah, we're in the fog of Fed as well as the fog of war. Fantastic stuff, panel. Great to spend some time with you all and have you all here today. Thank you so much. Now it is time for the Edge Report. Take it away, Jim.
Thank you, Meg. All right, let's start out with the equity market. I have a 30-minute candle chart up on the screen right now, and you can see pretty much ever since the end of the initial balance, it's stuck at these lows, man. We keep tapping it. We keep hitting the ground with our hammer. We're going to break the cement in a minute here if we're not careful. We did wick through previous sessions lows just barely. That's that red dotted line there at 67.15 3/4. Now, we have some targets on the downside, actually, which are pretty good targets in my humble opinion. We have that JAX 1 level, that biggest gamma level right now is at 6,700. And then we have that one-day min by MenthorQ, just shy of that by a couple of points at 66.96. That's the expected move, right? So there's a one-day max and a one-day min, and based on their calculations, this is the expected move for any given day. We don't always achieve it, and sometimes we even go past it. But that's still a really good target when you just marry it with that 6,700 JAX 1. Below that, we got last Monday. Remember, this is kind of like when the war really got crazy. Last Monday's open at 66.85 half, and then S2, only S2 below that, it's 66.73. Right now, we're at about 90% of our average range, of the average range so far. So there's room to go on the downside, no doubt about it. This VWAP here, this white line is session VWAP. This is my line in the sand for potential on the upside, right? Again, if we get a bid here, or maybe Powell says great things, I don't know. I'd be looking for that VWAP touch up here. Right now it's at 67.42, sloping downward pretty keenly, by the way. Let's shoot over to crude oil, though. Crude oil is the market of the month. We're going to name it market of the month. And again, though, I mean, I talked about this morning. We had this wild plane ride candle that I was on. It's Sunday night, Monday morning. We closed at 94.77. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions, we've traded through it. Right now, we're barely above it. And so that's a pretty interesting area. Like what I would suggest is price happiness right now, to the extent that we can have price happiness in this pretty volatile market. I know these ranges, these candles are way bigger than they look because I have it kind of squished down on my chart. But intraday, this is I was a buyer at VWAP. Well, I was a little impatient, and what happened is the market kind of wicked down. But now we're trying to fight back up to that VWAP here. We'll see. JAX1 kind of held the bottom here at 9,500. That's that again, the first gamma level, right by the value area low on the day. So we'll see what happens here. It's been ever since the initial balance. Yeah, we've sold off pretty nicely for whatever reason. I don't even though, as Shai told us, that 2 o'clock the crude market is their official close and settlement and all that stuff. In a news-driven market like we're in today, that's specific to a commodity, it ain't over yet. There's going to be a lot of price action, a lot of opportunities, a lot of risk here in this particular market. So again, I'm going to look for that VWAP to be key. If we can't get back over it, maybe getting short is the right thing to do. We're right at that pivot and right at the Globex Open. So kind of, think about looking at that daily candle. We're kind of like right where we started. On the downside, we do have previous sessions lows in S1. That's a pretty good target if we do sell off for whatever reason, profit taking or good news, or I don't know, maybe Chair Powell says something. 92.90 is that target on the downside. Below that, I think we'll be hard pressed to make new lows. There are some targets down there. Alternatively, we break back up again. I'm looking at that point of control. This point of control on the volume profile it's not very good, right? We have a low volume node kind of starting at the top of the last candle around 95, 96, all the way up to approximately 96.69. And there was volume in there, but nowhere near this big volume cluster that we're seeing a little above. So 96.98 is a good target. Another competing point of control at 97.22. Then the official point of control at 97.71. Should this thing get a big bid again, or we get some bad news. That is this afternoon's Edge Report. We are ready to trade at the close with our distinguished traders. We have Joey, we have Jack, and we have Salma with us this afternoon. Good afternoon, folks.
How we doing?
What's up? What's up?
Oh man, pretty good. I'm doing good. It looks like you guys look fabulous.
You look fabulous, Jim.
You guys,
Yeah, you too.
with the exception of me, everyone has to pass a beauty test to be on.
You look like you got a nice tan going on.
I said that to him the other day. Yes. You've been spending time in the sun, I swear.
I think he's got that LA tan membership, that $5 Tuesday deal.
You think XYZ's in my basement? I'm in his basement in LA. He lets me out the suntan.
I could use some of that. I'm looking a little pale over here.
Yeah. Well, you'll get some in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah, FOMC day. Let's talk about it. Joey, give us your past thought. Let's talk about kind of what our experience has been on FOMC and what you're looking at today. Let's start with you, Joey.
My experiences on FOMC is, ISI is way down. I have very little exposure to the market as possible on days like today. And I did exactly that. I took a couple trades, very small in and outs. We are nice and green. We are currently ranging though. So kind of waiting to see if we get a breakout in either direction, if we go make a new low on the day, which is looking somewhat likely. I'm still kind of waiting to see how we react where we are here. But waiting to see if we get a new low on the day. If not, we push back up to the 50% mark where we've been at before, where we've ranged previously, and see how we react there. But right now, sellers still trying to come in, and we'll see what happens if we get down to IB low down there. But overall, we have, Powell coming out. He's going to have he should be speaking, see what he has to say, see how price reacts, and go from there.
Yeah, Tracy will be cutting and pasting some highlights into the chat, everybody. So if you're in the chat, keep an eye on that, because I'm sure she's going to be glued to the telly or Bloomberg or whatever she watches. Jack, you've been around for a couple FOMCs. What are you thinking?
Been around a few. Oh, well, we kind of got like a lame duck session FOMC. I mean, Jerome Powell's about to leave his Fed chair. I'm not expecting him to shake up the markets too much. But outside of that, we had a horribly boring afternoon session the last 2 days, and the overnight session started aggressively selling, and there's been nothing but follow through here, in my opinion, to the downside. So I'm going in. I got short right after the announcement, hit 2 targets, stop move to break even. I have 2 scenarios I'm looking at playing out. One, we just continue to roll down the lows and I get my targets hit in the NASDAQ, which is down at 24,724s. Or situation 2, he says something, gives us a jam higher. I don't expect a continuation on that jam if we get it, but I'm prepared to short the S&P if we do squeeze higher, and then just looking for an eventual move back lower. But the price action's been to the downside all day. For what I look at, it's pretty technical. I am expecting new lows the day before the day ends. And worst case scenario for me is I probably get stopped out on the 1/3 I got left, break even in the NASDAQ. And then I'm going to be looking to re-short the ES. And like I said, my limit is already 67.51. So my hand's off the trigger for the management of these trades. It's all going to be, set it and forget it, let it play out. But I'm looking for new lows here.
Yeah, I hope everyone, we're going to replay that a couple of different times going forward here. The way that you're laying out your plan and you're thinking about it ahead of time, that is so good. It's such a great thing to do because you have the scenario in your heads played out, how you're going to react to it. I love that. So thank you for that, Jack. Salma, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I've said it before several times. FOMC historically is like one of the worst days for me. Today, thankfully, we're green. I've been in shorts basically all morning. Of course, I was trying to short the strongest index, which is the Russell today, and I'm still in shorts. I just got a partial hit right now on this drop here. But I'm with Jack. I'd prefer new lows. I would love to see us, make a continuation to the downside. There's a lot of divergence, obviously. YM, NQ, ES, all trying to drop. The Russell was the only one that was trying to push, which makes sense, right? The Russell is a little bit sensitive to cuts, but yeah, I expect us to make a continuation to the downside, and I'm seeing that crude is trying to push up here, so hopefully that'll help us out a bit. But yeah, I'm overall bearish going into the afternoon session.
Totally makes sense as we're making new lows in the mini S&P.
Yep. Lows on NAS.
Anyway, having said all that, folks, I do want to remind people for the meetups, that link is in the chat. We're coming to you. We're going around the country, and we'd love to hang out with you. Love to meet you. Love to talk trading. Love maybe a martini here and there. If you get a chance, if you're interested, the schedule is only kind of set, right? We know for sure Miami, Chicago, London. There'll be other opportunities everybody will have for other cities. And if we know where you live, if we see clusters of folks, we're going to book it. So feel free to fill that out. No obligation, of course, and we'd love to meet you. So that is that. I am going to dip into the chat. I'm going to wish these 3 traders the best of luck on any trades that they may take.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Appreciate it, Jim.
You're the best. What's up, guys?
How we doing?
Good. Very, very, very annoying day, not gonna lie. Literally have just been trying to short the strongest index. Probably something to keep in mind for the next FOMC. Do not touch the Russell. I mean, it looked like a clear short. Everything else looked like it wanted to drop. It was just being very stubborn. But yeah, I've just been trying to take what I can get today. It's been a toughie.
I feel like that's what I do every day. Taking what I can get is more like I spent the first part of this week with like this zero movement. I don't know. Were either of you guys trading the afternoon yesterday? I mean, I was looking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, give me something to.
The afternoons have been brutal for sure.
Dude, me, XY, and Stowe just kind of. I don't even like. I was in a trade from the second I got on stream to literally the last minute. I was just, and it was break even. I didn't even do anything. What the hell are we doing here now? Come on.
We just came halfway back from the top of that leg there in the NASDAQ. Definitely want to see it stay below. If we swing back above this ATR expansion bar, you'll notice on my screen that bar is yellow, which means it's 150% greater than the average. But man, it's probably the fireworks aren't going to calm down until past 3 o'clock. We're going to still see a lot of volatility. I mean, that was a 73-point bar, which in some markets isn't big. In this market, 73 points in 5 minutes is quite the move.
Yeah, there's no telling. I mean, anything Powell can say during his speech here can send the market just spiraling. So definitely be careful.
Yeah,
You
I
get
mean, I
some
think
large
either
moves.
way, I'd just be careful with like market ordering anything in here. You know, you really got to play the outer edges of the range. It's been in like a channel down all day, so if you're going to be taking entries, it's got to be on the outer edges of the channel. Really stay away from the middle of the range, any directional bets here, and that's what we just popped up into. It's just the mid of that range from the 2 o'clock New York time high to that most recent low. That was at 50% there in the NASDAQ, the 24,852s. So if we continue to get rejected at that, new lows.
Yep.
I mean, we made new lows, but I mean, you know, you have the NASDAQ still holding on to previous week mid, you have ES holding on to previous day low, and then YM just kind of, it's been bear flagging since 10 a.m. really, and it just finally broke that flag and wicked very, very close, right above weekly open. We just need the Russell to start getting on board, and I think we can start seeing some momentum to the downside. I think it's really the only reason we're still up.
Watching my IB level here on NAS, we have IB low sitting at 811 there. And I'm curious to see, because we've already snapped it once and we've popped back above. Now, granted, Powell is speaking, so he could say something and send the market just moving. But I'm curious to see if, since we just made that new low, we popped IB low, we saw strength back above. If we do try to hold here, if for some reason we do give up IB low, I would expect new lows for sure. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, one of the things I'd be careful if you're a long-sided trader here, waiting for a swing low to get put in, unless you really are interested in buying a bottom of a range trade. You know, I like to see a low hold for 25 minutes or longer and then start trading against that. You could see anybody that chased this candle up here immediately punished. And we're down about 50 points off just the high of this 5-minute candle. I mean, talk about volatility. So really be careful chasing any moves up here. I'm going to continue to press and believe, unless I get stopped out on this trade or we take out that ATR expansion bar down, that you're probably going to want to be looking to the downside here for us to resolve. And then another theory I have, you know, we had futures rollover. We often retest bigger support levels. So bottom of the ranges, top of the ranges before making the move. And the bottom of the range in the NASDAQ for me has been 24,420 level. And now that we're in the June contract, I have a pretty good hunch that we're going to at least retest that. If we are going to end up moving higher, we are going to at least retest that. So I'm interested, you know, probably tomorrow at this rate, we get down to that 24,420 if we continue to cycle lower here. And at that point in time, I'm going to see, are they interested? Because they've been buying that level in the March contract over and over again for the NASDAQ. If they can do it again and hold it in the June, then we maybe get a move to the upside. But I'm going to continue to look for like hourly swing highs to hold in the NQ and probably take shorts down into those levels. So I know Salma's short with me. Joey, do you have a position on?
Nope. I am currently flat. I did like the shorts up at what was it, 60? Did not take it though. I'm still gonna sit on my hands for a little bit and wait for things to kind of calm down. But do favor the shorts definitely. We almost actually made a new low day right there, and there we go, popping back above IB low. So I feel like this entire area from 800s to mid 20s to 30s is a kind of a tricky zone.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think he usually speaks for, you know, I don't know, 20
45 minutes.
45 minutes. Okay. Is that
recently? It's been going into like 3:15ish.
What's the poly market over under on how long Jerome's going to be on the mic here?
Bro, recently he's been yapping a lot. But I just moved stops into basically a little bit into profit here. I took another partial there on that drop as well. So let's see what the Russell does. Currently, YM bouncing off of weekly open. Don't like that.
Yeah. Just going to give it a time. I mean, a lot of times the move really completes when he stops talking.
Yeah.
And everything before that is just positioning. And then, you know, once the positioning is over and the man is off the mic, the move will, you know, go into its final resting place, whichever which right now, I mean, we got lower lows and lower highs all day. Like, that's why I'm a believer, even if we do move higher, I don't think there's anything he's going to say that is going to take the market above the high and continue it with buyers. But crazier things have happened, and I'm always prepared for many different scenarios. You can't be too stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I know. Hopefully, like, I'm not prematurely putting stops in profit, but whatever. If I get stopped out, then I get stopped out.
Yeah.
It's been a tough hold, honestly.
Did you take partials, you said?
Yeah. I was in 10 micros. Now I'm down to 5 on the Russell.
Nice. Well, at least you
Yeah.
secured something then.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been trading the Russell all morning, dude. Like, it has just been brutal. It's either, it will hit a partial, then go back to getting stopped out, get back in. It's just been like this whole roller coaster of a day today. And again, that's kind of my fault. I didn't even really think too much into it when I saw the setup. I didn't think, okay, the Russell rate sensitive, it's gonna move however way it wants to move on FOMC. Wasn't really thinking that. I was just like, oh, I see a setup, let me take it. And then afterwards, I'm like, okay, I see why it's not really working out the way I want it to. It's just kind of doing its own thing. So yeah, moving forward, next FOMCs, I will not be touching the Russell. That's for sure. And if you're in the chat and you trade the Russell, be careful on FOMC days.
Yeah. The Russell, I haven't traded it too much this week. Well, the indexes haven't been very exciting in general. I mean, I actually think today is so far the most exciting day all week. I was joking in my trade room. I said I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. and trade till 10 o'clock, based on yesterday's action from 4 a.m. to 10 o'clock. Man, that was a nice move here again today too. So if you're trading out of Europe, I feel a little jealousy right now.
Yeah. Overnight sessions have been so fun to trade. Russell was a dump since London Open. Yeah.
No, I'm fixing to start changing my sleep schedule and just start trading the overnight.
Guys, I've been telling you, no one believed. I've been saying that for a while now.
About to become.
Here we
I'll tell you
go.
what, if we end up doing that trip to the UK, I might just extend it out for a week and see how well I can trade the London Open through New York session instead of just coming back here and only going on the weekend. If I end up making that trip, we'll do a London session trade, get the YouTube up and running at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's funny.
Yeah, so something I'm going to pay attention to. So we have that big ATR expansion down basically as soon as he got on the mic. What time was that? Like 2:35. So once again, 25 minutes past that time frame. That's kind of when I'm going to make a decision on how comfortable I am still in my shorts. I have 2/3 off. I started with 9 MES, covered 6. So still short a third, looking for that kicker for that bigger move. But being able to take 2/3 of your position off makes me a little more comfortable and not too concerned about what happens with that final third, because I'm locked in, even if it were to come back to my entry. Of course, everybody wants more profit, but taking a bit off. And I think that's how these markets have been. You really got to, for those of you guys who've been watching me for a while, when we're trending hard, I like to go all in, all out. I like to maximize my targets, but we really haven't been trending hard. And so I've moved my strategy to just a multi-target strategy, adjusting with the way the market's trading. I think that's something you always got to be aware of as a trader is how is the market trading and how is your trading strategy changing based on those conditions.
Adaptability. It's key, man. That is key.
Adaptability. That's all what trading's about.
It's just life in general.
Yeah, that's true. Life and trading have overlapping lessons.
Yeah, 100%. They really do.
Are we about to get philosophical?
We can.
Sure, why not? I'm gonna put on my wizard hat. Oh man, good stuff.
Well, we really are just hanging out here.
I'm just looking at some of the different markets here. It's not a good sign for bulls hanging out on these lows, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
You got to roll like a
on
bull.
the NAS. We really just kind of been hanging around IB low, just ping ponging back and forth above and below, and it's not good. I think the longer we hang here, I mean, the likely chances we go again make new lows.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like this.
NQ Slayer, yes, he is.
That's a good dude.
What color tie is he wearing today?
Doesn't matter. They already patched that. They
Oh, did
found
they?
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
they patched that a long time ago. The tie doesn't matter anymore, guys.
Wait, what is this? What is there like a type? If he was going to raise rates, he was wearing blue or something?
Yeah. No, wait, you never heard of that? It's like depending on
No,
the
I never
color
heard
of the
that.
tie, depends if the market was gonna pump or dump. It was purple and blue.
No, that's hilarious.
But then,
Is that real?
yeah, it
What was the
was.
statistical correlation?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head, but it was definitely real a couple
It
years
was
ago.
it was a real thing. Yep.
And then he actually came out and said that like he wears purple specifically because the Fed is like independent and doesn't tie itself to any specific color. Like blue can seem like left leaning and whatever, red right leaning and stuff like that. And so he kind of had to make a statement and say like purple is just what I wear for the Fed. And then it got patched.
I
It
see.
used to be a thing though. It was definitely for sure a thing. MMs were on to us.
We need Kalshi bets on his first words at the podium being "Good afternoon" because that's just an easy win.
He says that every time.
I know it's an easy win, so we just need the bet.
Let's go, baby. New
There we
lows here.
go. Russell's really dumping here. I like it.
Tracy, Powell, higher inflation energy prices will push overall inflation. It's all hawkish. So hawkish is not good for the bulls. Definitely think we're getting a retest. Prior day lows 24,728. So I do think that is in jeopardy here. That's the overnight low. We're already well below the RTH low. And then realistically, I think we could honestly get as low if we're getting a crack down here, 25,575 area, I think is on the table.
Yeah.
It's far, but
we are making new lows on NQ right now.
Dude, I'm being so greedy right now. Just lower TPs.
They're about to love the Russell.
Dude, bro. I'm not letting up so easily, that's for sure. Looking for targets here. This is one of those days though, guys. You got to just take advantage while the momentum is on your side.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ride your winners. Your winners. And specifically in a case like this, so like we had that ATR bar down, like I mentioned, at 35, 235. And then, plus 25 minutes. I don't want to overcomplicate looking at every wick in between. You could have seen that fat move down at 235 and looked at that next 5-minute candle before it closed and saw we were all the way back at the open of that candle and going, oh man, this thing's going to reverse my face, instead of just letting the price play out, giving it time to play out and, let that new low occur.
There's that new low on the Russell, finally.
Just what Salma ordered.
Dude, it's what I've been waiting for all day, I'm not gonna lie. Not even gonna hold you. Did anyone in the chat happen to catch YM shorts? That bear flag, beautiful since 10 a.m.
I was actually long in the Asian session. That paid pretty nicely. Started off my day.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I saw that reversal. It's like, oh my gosh, I had 2 targets hit in the overnight session, stop move the break even automatically. And I woke up and I was like, oh man, thank goodness my stop move, because that thing moved violently back where I had entered.
It was a crazy drop. SPU shorts. Powell, no intention to leave the Fed until DOJ investigation is over. Wow.
It's clear in my ES order.
There you
Here,
go.
as I do not think my
Pushing.
ES is going to fill any longer. So that was my other scenario. I was potentially ready for a jam up higher to short, but that jam up higher is off the table at this point in time. So I cleared my ES order, just holding my NQ short now.
Russell seeing that nice move to the downside.
Yeah, I just don't want to see a bounce here. I mean, we're at a psych level and it's the 0.618. So see.
We're clear
Did
through
take
the
partials there though.
nice. We're clear through the prior day low there in the ES. I think the ES is going to 66.75.
Yeah, I mean, might as well send NQ down to previous day low. Send us to another 30 points. Just do it. Do it.
I dare you.
You got Crude trying to do something here. Not much, but I'm going to trail my stops on these runners.
Yeah, you got some good momentum on your side there.
Mm-hmm. If I really want to be greedy, I can put TP at previous day low on the Russell. Just don't know if I want to do that, guys.
Yeah.
If I don't think I'm taking another trade after this. I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now.
I'm milking right now.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to take another trade.
Honestly, I was actually done trading earlier today. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to get on and not trade FOMC. I told Savannah next time there's an FOMC, I wanted to be on the schedule, so I wasn't going to show up with no action.
Yeah. I try and stay away from my desk on FOMC days. Today's probably the first FOMC in maybe the last year or so where I'm actually at my desk for a decent amount of time.
See, I'm like you. Like historically, I don't perform well on FOMC days.
Yeah.
And so I tend to, reduce my exposure or just entirely stay out of the market. But I did end up trading today, and I am sitting really in a good position. I mean, nice and green. And I'm just like, I don't know that I want to just run that given my historic trading on FOMC.
Yeah, I was actually copy trading today some of my accounts, and right before the stream I decided to turn the copy trader off just because I was willing to risk it on one account and I wasn't willing to risk it on all, so I said screw it. Yeah.
I think more
day.
trading rules are made on FOMC day than any other days of the year. Everybody decides that they need to exert some form of risk control on days like today because of the speed of the movements and how easy it is to just get, I mean, I think this is fairly mute, but for an FOMC, but man, I've seen some days, 200-point candles that just get in your face, reverted. But it goes with the volatility typically that we have going into the event. And in this case, the volatility's been pretty low. So I wasn't expecting anything that extreme into this. Everything was kind of telegraphed. They weren't going to raise rates. Jerome's not going to say anything too crazy. He's out. I don't even know when he's out. He's out this year. I forgot what month he actually gets flipped over to his new pick. But
yeah, I mean, compared to other FOMCs in the past couple of years, this is I prefer this, honestly. I prefer where like you said, Jack, there's typically a 200-point candle exactly at 2:00 and then exactly at 2:30, and I prefer this where we're just trending in one direction. This is still pretty good movement though, it's just not, back and forth. Yeah, and I think ever since I made the switch to day trading futures fully, I haven't really risked too much on FOMC days. Options, different story. I used to do some degenerate stuff that I don't recommend anyone do.
Oh, we all start there.
Bro, I have some crazy screenshots. Crazy screenshots of accounts being flipped on FOMC days.
Oh man, yeah, I don't trade options. I used to trade out. Last time I really aggressively traded options was 2013, and it took me I had 6-figure intraday gains and losses go dating all the way back then. And it took me a full 10 years to ever surpass that. But just because the leverage, I mean, I was like full porting options contracts, like a Robinhood degen on Wall Street bets. You know, that was my style back then because I didn't really care about anything but trying to make $1 million. And I didn't understand risk control or position control or, you know, the math of trading. So those days are over.
Yeah, it's funny.
Nas is still seeing some lower action coming through, continuing to make
Dude,
low
sweep.
days.
Just sweep PDL. Just do it. Do it. You have YM at previous week low now as well. I need a little bit more from the Russell here.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Just a little
Don't
bit
we
more.
always need a little more?
Just sit there and just ask the market gods, what do you need, Salma? Please deliver.
Just a little bit more, please.
We always need a little bit more
If
push,
I
a
could
little
get
bit more
6
size.
more points, please.
As long as I say please, right? Like,
I think you just got to ask nicely. That's about it. That's all I do in trading. Just place an order and ask nicely.
Just 10 more points. I'm not asking for much.
and then it's like when you're in drawdown, just give me break even. I don't even want profit. It's funny, like depending on what side of the trade you're on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The break even, I don't even care about the profit anymore, as it typically happens when you've been in profit and then it turns red on you and you're like, okay, just go back to break even. I don't even care about this trade anymore.
Yeah.
Man. Extendo target 66.75 for the ES. My extendo target in the NQ is 24.635. We got an hour left to do it. Right
Guys,
on prior day
we're
low
in
here.
power hour now. Hopefully there's no power to this hour.
Say it's gonna be powerful.
Pull the power plug.
Hopefully it is a sour hour.
A sour hour. Oh, that's a good one.
Please. Yeah, I don't like where we closed on the Russell here exactly at this fib level.
Yeah, I can see us resting here. I got some areas of support right here, but definitely want to see that overnight low swept. Or not the overnight low, that prior day low in the NQ. And then you got that gap fill from rollover too. That's a bit below us, but I can see that coming into play tomorrow.
How many people are watching us? We have 786 people watching. Okay, while the market decides what it wants to do here at this pivotal level, in my opinion, the last chance for bulls to kind of do something here. But while the market does that, I did want to tell you guys about a competition that we will be having on March 30th. It is called the Micro Showdown. It's going to be me, Tanya, Lumi, streaming live up against each other. There's 5K in cash prizes, so I recommend all you guys to register, sign up, come hang out with us that day. It's going to be a ton of fun. It'll be micros only. You guys can read on the website, you know, what products we can trade. I don't have a cool DOM to share with you guys like Leo, but you guys can register using my link if you guys go on my Twitter. Greatly appreciate that. And then, yeah, that's really it. I'm excited for it. You guys, Joey, Jack, sign up with my link.
Okay.
Or we're not friends.
All right.
I'll do that.
Sounds like a threat, but
Or we're not friends. Oh, God.
Copy that.
I think losing in last place is probably just as hard as winning.
Mr. Josh says, sad you don't have a prize for the loser. I could totally win that. Dude, I mean, I'm sure we can come up with something.
There's a TV show for that. It's called The Biggest Loser Wins.
Isn't that also a book?
Probably. I don't know if it has the same plot, but can't say I've read it.
NQ Slayer, yeah, sign up to participate. Obviously free to join. You guys have cash prizes on the line. It's a simulated account, so literally no risk to you. And, you know, it's all the upside, basically.
All right.
Why is the link not posted here? There is a link posted in the chat, but if you guys wanted to sign up with my link, which I recommend that you do, just go to my Twitter, please.
I'm not calling for reversals until I really see one. The reversal
Yeah.
can happen without me, and then I'd rather buy the pullback as opposed to anticipate it. But I mean, we are at levels of targets that I have, so I still think the overall trend is lower.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah, I
if you
mean-
rally 100 points.
I mean, wait. NQ came how close to PDL? Wait. I mean,
Points.
10
6
points, and now we're bouncing? No, this is BS. This is the same thing that ES was doing earlier in the day, where we came 1 point away from sweeping previous day low, and then we pushed higher. Yeah, don't trust it, guys. Don't be the first to buy this.
We'll look actually to get something in the ES here.
Looking
Yeah.
for that retest for reentry.
For me, I wouldn't be playing any reversals unless we held above 811 and continued to hold it with strength. Other than that, I'm still bearish.
I mean, I really just don't like this 5-minute candle close on the Russell. Might stop me out if they pop this further, which is whatever. It is what it is at that point.
I mean, even if it does, it's still a really nice trade.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Probably look
shorting
for a
into it.
retest.
I'm going to sell 67.08, 75 here in the ES. I got resistance at 08.75 to 13s.
You sold what, Jack?
I got a limit at 08.75 in the ES.
Nice.
Haven't sold it yet, just waiting.
Yeah, I definitely don't love this. I mean, whatever. Buyers showed up where they needed to, right, at that level. It's just a matter of, can they do more?
I hate when they leave like levels intact though, like that.
Yeah.
Don't sweep them. Always makes me a little nervous.
I mean, I still call BS on this, 10 points to PDL on NQ and we just
Yeah.
push? Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
don't trust this. It's almost a 70-point push or 60-point push on NQ.
It's a decent bid.
Yeah, it is. It is for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm curious about 811s on NQ. I want to see us retest that and how we react if we do have strength above 811s or continue the selling weakness.
Yeah, I have a level up there to 817. Close enough. It's also a previous week mid. I like this. This is so far so good.
Got my fill, baby. That's all they were coming up for. First target hit, stop, move the break even on that trade.
Jack with the snipe.
Yeah, that's a
just-
serious snipe.
Jack with the snipe.
The Chris Kyle of trading, huh?
I don't know who that is.
We don't know who Chris Kyle is?
Oh, Chris Kyle. I thought you said Chris Connell.
No,
Yeah, I know who Chris Kyle is.
Chris Kyle, yeah.
Yeah, I don't got that good of a shot. I wouldn't be here if I did.
Damn, guys, now I'm wishing I copy traded. Damn it.
Can't be afraid of green bars.
I feel like I know why I'm green today, guys. I have my lucky green rabbit's foot, chat. See that?
What is that?
It's a St. Patrick's Day little green like rabbit's foot thing. I had it when I was a kid. It's a St. Patrick's Day like celebration thing. You know what I mean? It's supposed to bring you good luck. I've had it since I was a kid, and I went and had dinner with my parents, and my mom brought it up to give it back to me.
That's cute.
Oh,
Yeah, that's cute.
So this is why I'm green, chat. Totally.
I expect you to be green every day now if you're going to be hanging on to that thing. Hey, by the way, where can I get one of those?
Man, listen, I've had that since I was like,
ship one out to us.
I've had that since I was like 8, bro. I don't know.
NinjaTrader foots. Would it be like black with little red on the tail? Yeah, this is in these faster markets where I can move my stop to break even. I don't like to see retests of levels. I kind of like to just see wicks. So, I mean, in this case, I just got taken out on the retest, which is fine. As I moved my stop, took 5 points there on a third, and then just taken out at break even. It's not that I think the trade's invalidated by any means. It's just that I'm not sticking around for anything but perfection right now on these lows. Also, 67.13 would be that next level I have above us. So I'd be willing to actually sell that 67.13. So I'm going to load up for that as well if we just even pop a little bit higher.
No more pops.
Oh, that is the wrong order. Move. There we go.
Are you still doing the automation like where
Yeah, my
it does
stops.
it for you?
It's just like a trailing automatic trailing stop. Basically, move the break even after after my TP is hit. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
just kind of
That's nice.
just keeps me in trades that immediately work out in my favor, and I don't stick around for ones that don't.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I can have the option for it to. I'm still working on a couple different settings, but I mean, I can also have the option for it to move stops if like both my targets are hit. So in this case, I had a lower target, but I just didn't have time to switch my settings. So still, like I said, this trade's still working out, but speaking of PAX, I'm supposed to go to dinner with him tomorrow, but haven't heard from the man. So
Text them.
I did text him. He said he was going to let me know what his wife said. And
Oh, you're going out with his wife too?
yeah, I didn't know if she was coming. No,
Oh, that's gonna be so fun if you.
no,
Oh, that's
I mean,
fun.
I don't care if she does. Maybe, I'm sure she probably hears him talk markets enough. She doesn't want to hear us both talk.
No, I'm sure she would not mind that. That's fun though. I hope you guys do go out.
Yeah, we will. We'll make it happen. He doesn't live too far from me. He's just outside the city, and we were going to go to the Bellevue, which is in what is referred to as the Viagra Triangle.
The what now?
The
Viagra
I don't even
Triangle?
want to know. Never
No,
mind.
who here from Chicago knows what that is? And it is absolutely a thing.
Curious what's happening here.
I don't even want to know.
No. It's just this triangle. Anybody from Chicago? There's this like triangle in the middle of the Gold Coast that's has all of these great restaurants up, and it's frequented by, let's say, boomers. And so they just call it the Viagra Triangle because that's one of the places you'll find older gentlemen with their young honeys out to dinner. But me and Pax will be doing nothing but holy dinners and market talk. So none of that will be going on. But yeah, no, it's very common. You could look it up. So that's what it's referred to as.
I'm too scared to look it up.
You don't want that on your browser history. No, I
Yeah,
swear.
I'm good. Bro.
Yeah, apparently nobody here is from Chicago.
No one in chat is like vouching for you.
Jim has to know what that is called. He's just refusing to acknowledge. I took like a $7,000 account in options to like 300 grand and then blew it all. So yeah, that's where I got the money to do that. I made it and then I just lost it all.
Wow, 300 grand, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, then it was gone. It's like the Cartman, like the South Park episode. Have you guys ever seen that? It's like, and it's gone. I was like, and I had like no other money at the time. And I was like, well, that was really dumb. I was driving like a car probably worth $3 grand. And yeah.
What do you drive now?
I have a classic Bronco.
Okay.
Yeah.
How classic are we talking?
85.
All right, wait, tell me. I need to look this up.
I'd look up an 85 Bronco. Look up an 85 Bronco.
Bro, why is there shoes popping up?
Is there 80? I mean, if there's 85 Bronco shoes, I need a pair.
Now I gotta know what color it is, Jack.
It's white and blue. So if somebody sees me in Chicago, they're definitely gonna know it's me because it is the only one.
Oh my god, that's exactly what popped up on Google.
Yeah, the white and blue, and I see it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like classic cars.
Yeah,
my dad has a 63 Chevy.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's super. It's like it's antique.
Does he take it to like car shows and stuff, or doesn't really drive it much?
Yeah, he takes it out here and there, and to keep it moving a little bit, but he doesn't really take it anywhere that much.
Yeah. Yeah, those car shows are so cool. There's one that happens like down the street from my house. It happens in the summer, like every Friday night, and it's the coolest thing to just pass by and see.
It's probably my grandma's Bronco. Probably still smells like Marlboros and wintergreen gum. That's hilarious. I actually bought it the day OJ Simpson died, before it was on the news. So it was kind of like a thing. I had 2 cars at the time, but parking is in my building. It's impossible to find more than one spot. So I had to pick and choose, and I chose the classic because my other car is replaceable, meaning fairly easy to get another one. But yeah. So somebody had a question, a market-related question. That's the most degenerate thing I've ever heard. Yeah, well, when you're 22, you do a lot of degenerate things because the brain isn't developed. So I have a developed brain now. My brain is developed.
The brain didn't develop until 30s, chat.
For sure. That is for sure. Where did that market question go? What do you think about this Sunday night low to high in the half? So I'm not looking at any halfway back long setups temporarily outside of the higher time frame. And then it also depends on, are you using, which contractor are you using? Are you using the continuous? Or are you using the June? I would assume you're using either continuous or June and not March. But I would look to confirm any swing low at this point in time. I do think we're going to most likely fill the futures gap from the March of last Friday, the gap, and that's all the way down. I mean, I think we closed around like below 24,400 on Friday. So I'm in the belief that we're going to get back to those Friday lows before making a significant move higher. And I always think about like, okay, this is the news of the week everybody's waiting for, and then the reaction is poor, it's bearish. What's going to turn the market around? A 5-minute candle? I don't think so. You really need to see some structure build and break to the upside. Oh, there's gloves in the Bronco. We live in Chicago. You never know what you might find yourself into. Actually, the guy OJ Simpson killed went to my high school. Fun fact.
Wow.
Jack, you're so random.
You have a lot of fun
Just-
facts, dude.
You're
I
just
learned-
so random.
I learned like what they mean by the Windy City from you. Like, dude.
I've spent every day of my life on the internet for the last 15 years. So
I'm about to bring a fun fact notebook and just write them all down every time I talk to Jack.
yeah. I'm sorry. He was not guilty. I shouldn't say that he killed. That he was accused of killing. Although in a civil court of law, I believe he was found guilty. Let's see here if we can push these new lows. Just see one candle up and no continuation there, back down. And as we get this low here, we're going to be taking those NQ prior day lows, and those are overnight lows. And if you look at your charts, there's just a big fat gap from Friday to Sunday with that futures roll on type of price action gapping up. So
This looks so good. Just drop it. Like, what are you guys holding it for?
Powell's off the mic, we're hearing.
Perfect.
And also, chat, lock in with me for a second. We have 185 likes and 769 people watching, bro. Salma just took a banger trade. Jack's taking banger trades. I took a banger no position. I think Jack's bringing in all the fun facts. I pulled out the lucky rabbit's foot. I think
that's all the tricks.
I think it all deserves the likes. I think we just everyone at once at one time just smashes the like button. All together now.
It's working.
Guys,
It's working.
I don't want to beg for the likes, but please, what are we doing?
That's a great clip.
Oh, we're close. No swing low again. So I define a swing low as a 5 bar, both 5 bars following and 5 bars previous have to be higher on a swing low. So we're not getting a swing low here. We're taking it out.
Yep, new low a day on NAS.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jose.
New lows on the YM as well.
Gracias, amigo.
Well, you could have took the entry I took at 08s. I just had my stop to break even, but I'm sure not many of you are running an automated stop move strategy after TP1, so you're probably still short if you took that 08 with me.
I lowered TP again, just in case they want to flush this thing.
I am still short. I am close to my targets, though. I'd love to move them. I do think we're going lower, but I had a plan when I came in here, and I am not deviating from that plan. I will still continue to look for new entries in the ES, but I'm not going to move my targets down here. All right, there's a target hit 100, and I actually don't know how many points that was, like 150 points or something.
Wait, on ES?
No, NQ.
Oh, I was
150
about
points
to
is the ES.
say.
What do you think this is, 2020?
I was about to say, holy. I have 87 on ES is like the next target.
75s, I'm thinking.
That's good too. Sure, the lower the better.
Sure, keep it going.
Just
Push it.
keep
Melt it
going.
lower.
Just go to the ground.
All right.
Dump it.
Canceling that ES order for now. All right. 40 minutes left. Let's see if they puke her into close.
Yeah, crew trying to push here a little bit. Oh, there goes Jim with the edge alert. Crude oil futures back above VWAP. Cool.
Yep. Crude oil catching a nice little bid.
Yeah, that was a bull flag too on the 5-minute.
Mm-hmm. Show was.
Just need the Russell to really lose this 2,500 level to go lower.
Can you repeat that swing low thing, Jack? Are you referring to like what low? Oh, the swing low thing. Okay, so I was like, what did I say? Say a lot here, but so I define a swing low, and these studies that I have. So there's like right here in the ES where my mouser is, there's a purple dot. So this will auto plot if the previous 5 bars are higher and the following 5 bars are higher. So that's what I define as a swing low. So if we make a low and then just move back up and then immediately take out that low, that's not a swing low to me. I need to see at least 25 minutes following that low to be higher in price. And then the same thing inverted for swing high. So you can see here, you got this orange dot here. That's a swing high that I just plot. And, the previous 5 bars are all below that, and the following 5 bars are all below that. So the last swing high we have here is all the way up at 67.38, and that's huge. We haven't even put in a swing high since then, because every time we just continue aggressively selling here. So that's how I define a swing high. And you can define it with a 3-bar swing low. You could do 7 bars. I use 5. But in order for something to, consider it a swing low, I like to believe that it needs to trade higher for the next 25 minutes. And here we go. So Salma, I'm out. You're still in. I see you've come.
I'm still in. Yeah. I like that NQ just swept previous day low, so keep us going. You're fully out?
Yeah, I'm fully out.
Yeah, no. I think we go lower.
I think we go lower too, but that was my targets from when I got on, and I've already kind of sweep today. I literally hit longs in the Asia session, shorts off the open, and then shorts at the FOMC high. So I've hit almost every major move here today, and
yeah, it's a good day.
Yeah, it's a good day for me. Yesterday was tough though. I was coming off a losing day, and I hate losing.
Yesterday or Monday? Because Monday was tough for me.
Yeah,
Monday,
both of them were tough. Tough.
Yeah, Monday sucked. That's all I got to say about Monday.
Yeah, no, that's I do not like futures rollover days. That's what we had, and it proved to be. I think futures rollover days are tougher than FOMC days personally. At least we have a tradable action here today. That was a brutal range, and then even yesterday, just nothing.
Dude, so like now I have 2 things to keep in mind. Don't trade the Monday on rollover week. Tuesday is up in the air. Yesterday was a pretty good day. And then don't trade the Russell on FOMC days. Those are my 2 lessons this week so far. Gotta remember that though.
Well, write it down. You want me to remind you?
Gotta remember it.
Come on, we get the long list of rules. I can't tell you how many notebooks I've filled up with over the years of rules I say I'm going to follow and don't.
Yeah, that's why I don't even bother.
Yeah. No, I don't
I'm
even
try.
Good about it. The biggest, this is like my firm belief on what causes losers, and it's trading outside, like outsized losers, meaning, there's acceptable losses that we're all going to have, but then there's outsized losses, and they come from either one, oversizing more than your strategy you allow yourself to, 2, a high frequency of trades, meaning almost like revenge trading. So you get stopped out, you immediately take a trade, you get stopped out, you immediately take a trade. So that's why I have like rules for how fast I'm going to place trades. If I take stops, 2 stops back to back, I just give myself a time break to simply prevent an occurrence of which I'm just losing because my head's not there.
Yeah.
And then the third one is just moving your stop down And that's why I always trade with bracket orders. So I know what my stop is as soon as I enter it. I don't kind of think about it. So I've just, created, those are the three most important things for me that prevent me from having days that you cannot come back from.
Yep.
Days that you cannot come back from are going to come through either one of those things or a combination of all of them, which is really bad. Sizing up multiple trades in a row at losers, not giving yourself any type of break, and moving your stops. If you're doing all three of those, you're done.
I can tell you that if looking back on my journal, I can tell you that my biggest red days, there is a common theme with all of them, and it is the amount of trades that I took that day. Literally, it is the most common thing I think I've seen in my journal with my red days. The amount of trades I typically have more trades on those days where my red days are bigger than they probably should be. And so I have to set rules based around that to prevent my red days from being larger.
Good.
Yeah.
Know thyself.
Yeah.
Rule number 1, know thyself.
This looks like somebody took my 08s, ran it to target unlike I did. That would be my target of 08s. The 6690 was my target of that 08 short. So that was good for 18 points. I would pay for Pax's dinner, but I feel like he knows the guy. Pax is like that guy you go out with. He just knows people, I feel like.
Oh, Pax wouldn't let you he wouldn't let you pay.
I was already thinking of somebody's gonna have to get up and go pay the waiter behind somebody's back, or we're gonna be sitting there over whose credit card is gonna pay for the bill.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think Pax will take offense if you even try to put your hand in your pocket to take out your wallet.
Man, he's got. We'll
yeah,
see.
Jim says
that.
it too.
Yeah, I know. They won't let. If he cancels on me, I'm gonna make him pay the bill. It's hard to get that man out of the house.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Looks like Bradley in the chat is watching not watching up
it's
to
watching
date.
30 minutes ago.
You're watching 30 minutes ago, buddy. Arrow Factor is asking what contest is coming up this next week. There's 2 contests. You got the March Madness one coming up, and then on the 30th you have the Micro Showdown with me, Tanya Lumi. You guys should sign up for both. Sign up for all of them. Screw it. Sign up for every single competition.
Every one of them.
What do you gotta lose?
What up, Mark? Arrow Factor signed up for next Monday.
Yeah, Arrow Factor. Go on my Twitter. You're gonna have to scroll a little bit. I tweeted about it, I don't know, 2-3 hours ago. And you can find the link for the Micro Showdown, the competition on the 30th, and sign up via that link.
The Micro Showdown.
It sounds so cool. Dude, I love micros, so this is awesome. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, great tool. Back in my day, they didn't have them.
Back in your day.
Dude, micros are the way, bro.
I traded the S&P under 600, okay?
That's crazy. What's your X? NinjaTrader will drop the link for my X account.
They're all in the link of the, I believe, of the YouTube, just so you guys know as well.
Yeah, it's there too. You guys can also just look me up, Salma OGS.
I never use Twitter for trading.
You got business ducked. Mid-sentence.
The duck, holy. I was ducked earlier, so that's okay.
My what?
Salma, did you say your X handle was Salma OG?
OGS, yeah.
Oh, OGS. I was like, man, OG's dope.
Yeah,
Salma
no, so
OG.
it's the name of my Discord group, and then when I like was making my own Twitter handle, I was like, I can't think of a username. Let me just put, I hyphenated my group name, and I
I'm still
just put that.
jealous of Jack's Instagram handle.
Yeah, Trader. Oh, you're so
That's
cool, dude.
that's
You're so,
insane, dude.
you're so freaking cool.
I'm not gonna lie. I went on Instagram and started searching handles after that to see if I could find one that was like as cool as Jack's, but no, they're all
Bro,
taken.
Trader.
Yeah, you're not gonna find it. No.
Can I just have that handle for one day, please?
Yeah, Kane already
I
asked for it.
promise. I promise to give it back.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Probably.
What's his
sell it.
handle? Guys, his handle is literally Trader on Instagram. Just TRADER.
I am the only trader.
How did you even get that? Did you just like randomly type it in? I wonder if I can get this, and it just popped up.
Just got it, man. Just
Or you got a secret sauce that you're not telling people.
Oh man, I got. No, it's just trader. It's a long
It's just
story.
Trader, no Jack.
No,
You wouldn't even know it's
I've just had
Jack.
it forever. I've had it forever. I'm the first trader.
Jack is the first trader.
Yeah, if anybody's got 500 grand they want to give me for it, it's yours.
That's a crazy name. That's a crazy number. Crazy
Didn't you
number.
say you had somebody wanting to give you 100K?
Yeah.
No.
The guy with the Batman name wanted to trade me the Batman. I was like, dude, I'll buy yours. I'm like, how much do you think that's worth? He's like 10 grand. I was like, I'll give you 10 grand for Batman.
Yeah,
Batman's
100%,
sick.
dude. I feel like that could go for way more.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I thought. I mean, I feel like the movie Batman would pay for it. Like they'd at least pay like 50K for that name.
It makes me want to like go find some like handles to just own and then just sell them later. like website URLs. Those things go for so much money, dude.
Yeah. It's hard. I'll also should get your name, buy your name, your domain name, like your actual name. Something good to own.
Let me guess, you have yours?
Of course.
Of course you do, Jack. Of
Of
course. Why am
course.
I not surprised?
Of course.
Of course.
I don't live on an island. No, I live in the city of Chicago. I don't know what island I'd live on if I lived on an island. I'd probably live on Puerto Rico and pay no taxes.
Okay, we have chat saying that Leo stat is applicable right now. So basically new lows should be coming if this stat holds.
We got
Let us
what,
see.
24 minutes?
Yeah, that's the whole point of the stat is like if we make Throne Shop can explain it, he'll explain it better than me.
Is it for just like power hour or is it like a certain time? Okay.
Not just power hour, yeah.
I think that's isn't that an edge full stat too?
It might, yeah, it's like just a stat.
Yeah.
Leo's the one who shared it with me, so we just say it's his. But yeah, hopefully we do get new lows. There you go. Dump it.
Yeah.
Crude is flagging here again at the highs.
Edgeful stole it from Leo. I believe it. Yeah, NQ hanging out here at 720s, right at the 50% extension level on the IB. So I think if we could crack like 13s, I think that's a pretty clear shot to make a new low on NQ.
Hap Julka on the island of Anguilla. Sure. I mean, I don't know if I'm moving there, but if it's a great space place to vacation, I feel like I get out of here for a few weeks. It's a little cold.
We have some really nice weather coming in the next few days, and I get my boat back today. And I am very excited about that. I'm telling you, in the afternoon after market close, I won't exist.
Yeah.
I will be
have to-
unreachable.
Yeah, I was gonna say summer trade the closes. I like to get out on Lake Michigan as well, but we'll make some sacrifices as long as I will do trade the close in the summer, no problem, as long as it doesn't look like the Nasdaq did yesterday.
Bro, yesterday was so boring.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness!
Yep. There's new lows.
I would have rather had Chinese water torture.
Jack.
The afternoons in general have been like kind of brutal.
Yeah. Yep. Come on, Russell, do your thing.
66.75 and a yes is gonna play.
Not if Russell doesn't start dropping.
Dude, I'll tell you what, I kind of attempted to re-short here in the
Do
Nasdaq.
it. Do it. Do it for the love of the game.
I have to wait for us to actually make a low to even sell into. I feel like I'm not going to be able to short until oh wait, we got 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
I'm going to trade the Asian session though. Actually, I have to go to the gym immediately after this, but I will see where we close and then I'll probably have some limits to place for Asia. How'd everyone do today? Chat.
Guys, me and Jack will start streaming the Asia session.
NinjaTrader After Dark.
Just gotta convince production to stay on longer. I would do it. I mean, I'm here trading Asia anyway.
Yeah,
might as
some
well.
days I am. One day a week.
It's been
Production
the
needs
better
their
trade.
break.
Yeah.
Okay, we could do
Production just needs to show me how to do the clips, and then I'll just start doing it.
I don't think I can do their job.
No, I can't either. I just want to be able to do the clips.
I just need to know how to do the business docs.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. That's from a movie, isn't it? What indicator is the yellow candle? That is what I refer. All the indicators you see on my screen are pretty much things I've written, but the yellow candle is an ATR expansion. So it's when the bar is 50% greater of the average range of the last 10 bars. The candle prints yellow. So you can see, that move started really with that ATR expansion, especially in like a news event. I try to trade in the direction of what I consider to be the momentum. And one of the ways I look at momentum is when the range expands in the direction of that move.
Okay, I just lowered stops a little bit here. Just realized you can't even see my position because of how zoomed in I am and how high up the position is. Sheesh. Humble brag, yeah. I didn't realize that until I said it. I kind of wish I didn't say it. No, definitely don't mean to flex. They're just micros.
Nasdaq just sending new lows, man. Wow.
Nasdaq's got a bad case of leaky gut right here. We're going down to 24,640s.
Yeah, we are really sending to the lows, making new lows.
I'm telling you, we're getting that 24,400 test again. Maybe tomorrow. I'm excited for Friday. I'm excited for this session. Finally, we're moving in a directional move. This looks good to me. Oh, I'm on Trade the Open tomorrow.
Oh, there goes crude. Come on, Rusty, start doing something.
Yeah, Jim, leaky gut. Nasdaq's got it. Hmm.
Nasdaq made it down to 684.
I want to see NQ at 672. Be a good spot to see what buyers do there going into the close here. If we hold that, I mean, that's good. I have a fib level there. It's the 0.618. See where I drew that from. Guys, this is the struggle of stacking your fibs. Sometimes when I have too many fibs, it's a little bit dicey to find out where I drew that from. Oh, I see. It's last week's low to last week's high. It's your first bounce area on NQ. If we fail to hold 672, I mean, 562 is in sight. Just saying. You guys can keep that in mind going into tomorrow or into Asia if you're trading Asia.
Oof, we are cranking lower.
Yeah, we are. Just keeps on moving. Wonder what this if this will set us up for a nice move tomorrow too.
Do you stream those markets solo on your Discord group? String B, I don't stream at all. Like NinjaTrader is the first time I've ever been on camera with my, with my screen being shared and trading in front of people. But I've thought about streaming on my own. I'm not sure how I'd go about it, like the logistics and stuff. So we'll see. Could be something in the works. Joey, you stream, right? On YouTube and stuff?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I would, like, if I wanted to do that, I would need someone's guidance on, like,
Yeah.
How to get started and blah, blah, blah. That, like, all the tedious stuff.
Yeah, I stream the open and then sometimes I stream the Asia session too.
Yeah, that's... If I ever did it, I would be doing those two. It would just be on 24/7. Guys, we did get to 672 on NQ, and now it's a matter of what do they do here in the last 15 minutes. I'm going to lower my stops further in profit on the Russell. Don't really want to give back too much here. We call this 20 points even on the runners.
Triangle Jose says, "Man, Jack is locked the hell in." Holy,
Jack is chilling. He's big
you look
chilling.
at him; he can see it in the face, bro.
I mean, we got 14 minutes left, and I hit a 150-point target. I'm locked out. I'm chilling.
He's already
chilling.
He's already hit his banger trade. He's done for the day. He's done till Asia.
Guys, dinner on Jack.
You're about 8 hours for me, Jack. Just give me time.
I think Pax would fight me if I paid the bill without him knowing. I don't think he'd actually fight me, but he'd be upset. But looking like next week.
Jack, I'll bring the boat up. Just pay for my dinner. I'll bring the boat up and we'll go on Lake Michigan.
Deal. Might need more than 17 feet on a rough day.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some flat days you can take it out there. Me and my friend, we took a 34 footer across to Michigan. Glass on the way there. We went golfing. On the way back, I almost died. It was like 8-foot swells. We're like, you could see
Oh,
the city for 2 hours. Just, I was absolutely soaked, not an inch of dry clothes on me. I'm like, this is such a bad idea. And I mean, it was a big boat. I mean, it's a cobalt, 34-foot cobalt. If you know boats, like
yeah,
that's a nice boat. It's a
that
big
is.
boat. But
Yeah.
man, the waves were coming over the bow. I was like, this is it. Never gonna see anybody.
Dude, I remember I went diving in Pompano, and we had like huge. I forget how big they were, but they were some huge waves. And dude, I was so sick. I mean, I was hanging off the back of the boat, just sick, dude. It was bad. And I
Yeah.
don't ever get seasick. Like I'm fine, but these waves like really did it.
No, for sure. I did some fishing off in the Dominican Republic, and they made me sign about 6 waivers, because it was a charter, and it's not cheap. And they said it was waiving. I got out there, and it was actually for my sister's wedding, and I was out there with my brother-in-law, his dad, and the waves were so big. You couldn't stand on the boat. I wasn't getting sick, but they could not handle it. So, $3,000 out the window, charter turned around. But yeah, what are those things called? The spinny things? Anybody knows a lot about boats? The gyrators that keep the boat, those sea boats. It's pretty cool technology, but they just spin super fast. And because they do that, it keeps the boat relatively level. But without one of those things are expensive though. I mean, they can run you, depending on the boats. Yeah, gyro. I mean, they can run you at 75,000 for just a basic one.
Mm.
Have nothing to add to this conversation.
Salma, have you ever been on a boat?
I mean, yeah, but not like the fancy ones. No. I've been on a speedboat. Yo, those things are crazy. A speedboat in the Middle East, no life vest, none of that. Just vibes.
Attention
Just
traders.
vibes. What
It's
part
algo
of the Middle East?
Just vibes. Oh, I don't want to say that on stream, but just
Whoa.
vibes.
Okay.
Just know the Middle East. Tyler, I
Yo.
can swim, but like I can't swim. Like if a freaking like wave is coming to take me, I'm surrendering. Okay.
Oh,
If it's like really, really deep water, yeah, I'm getting tired and I'm gonna stop swimming.
the riptide, forget about it.
Dude, I'm just gonna give in. I can't. What am I like? I don't believe people who say I can swim. Like, what do you mean you can swim in any type of water, in any type of condition? No, I don't believe that.
I mean,
If you
No, I just don't believe it.
If you get caught in a riptide,
Yeah, you're done.
You're supposed to swim sideways. And most people try to fight it.
Like I
And
wouldn't
that-
even know what to. I would just give up.
whatever
I would just
whatever
die.
direction that riptide's taking you, you just swim sideways, and you'll eventually get out of it. You just have to keep swimming sideways as far as you can, and eventually you'll come out. But most people, their natural reaction is to try to fight it and swim towards the beach when they're getting pulled away from it, and they just tire out.
Mike, I'm not. But so you just lost the bet. What do I win? What do I get now? But Joey, like just putting myself in that like predicament, I wouldn't even have like any thoughts going on in my head telling me swim sideways, or I wouldn't even know
Most
which
don't.
way I'm getting pulled.
Yeah, most don't. Their natural reaction is to swim. Like if they're at a beach, right, and they're getting a riptide that's pulling them away from the beach, their natural reaction is to go towards land because that's where they came from. But to get out of it, you have to swim parallel to the beach, and you'll eventually come out.
Yeah.
let's hope we don't find ourselves in that situation.
Yeah, seriously.
The only reason why I know this and learn this was because I'm a diver. So I like if I ever get in a current, like I know that I need to swim like away, like I'm not with it or against it, but aside from it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember this. Joey's afraid of heights, but he's a diver.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well,
I
look,
don't get
yeah,
that.
afraid of heights, but scuba diving's got nothing to do with heights.
Oh, you're in the ocean, the
Yeah,
freaking
you're
ocean.
negative sea level.
Yeah.
He likes below sea level.
I'm like furthest
Loves
away
sea
from
level.
anything high.
Yeah, but it's the fact that like the ocean isn't discovered, it's, yeah, I don't know.
Discovered.
You know what I mean.
I do have a really cool video swimming next to a massive lemon shark.
I swam with whale sharks. Mistake. Man, that thing ran me over like a truck. It was like kind of murky water.
Oof.
And it was you look for them because you're looking for like the fin above the water, and then when you get out, the like guys are like, all right, jump in. And so I jump in and I got my little snorkel gear on, and all of a sudden this like, I don't know, 5 meter whale shark is coming head on with me, literally at my face, and I didn't know what to do. This thing's so big. I mean, it's not going to eat me, but so I just like tried to, like, I can't swim forward, like I can't backpedal. I got fins on, so all I could do was roll to try to get out of its way. And as soon as I rolled, I dunked my snorkel on the water, took a big swallow of seawater, and then get thrashed by a fin and a tail of a 2,000-pound animal in the ocean. And that was the last time I did that. So, you got to be prepared for anything in the ocean.
Finn says, Joey, when you go in the ocean, you go from top of the food chain to part of the food chain. Believe it or not, though, they're more terrified of you. Like if any time that I've gone diving and I've swam with sharks or dove with sharks, they avoided me at distance. Like they would see us coming and then swim away from us. So they are more terrified of you.
A shark is not afraid of me. Bro, serious, a caramel. Like, bro, yeah, there's no way a shark is scared of me. That's not happening.
Have we
That's not
tested this
true.
theory? Salma, when we go to Miami, we're going to find sharks and we're going to figure this out once and for all.
Listen, I'm diving literally the week after our meetup in Miami, and so I'll have a GoPro with me, and I'll share some footage on stream. If I see any sharks swimming with them, I'll show you. They will legit swim away from you.
All right, Joey, we'll test that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll be watching from afar.
Joey's in the shark cage. We're all just watching him.
Oh, I won't be in a cage.
All right.
I won't be.
Sounds like we got something to do when we go to Miami. Joey's going to show us how to wrestle sharks. You are Florida man.
Swimming nurse sharks. Yeah, nurse sharks, they don't care. They ain't gonna hurt you. They don't attack us. They eat other things.
But you're afraid of heights.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't do airplanes. In fact, the plane on the way to Miami for the meetup, I'm gonna be having the most peak panic attack that I could have probably.
Just pop barbiturate. Call your doctor. Oh, there's stronger stuff than that.
Heights are afraid of me. Nope, that's not how that works.
No, that's literally how it works.
Carmel with the jokes. Carmel, are you from the future, 2029? Tell us what happens to the markets in the next 3 years. Barracudas. Oh, well, hope not. All right, we got 4 minutes. This is where Jim gets to come and tell us we did a good job.
Yeah, where is Jim?
Oh, are you looking to get out of here?
He's still in the tanning bed.
Guys, should I just close this out here for $400 and call it a day?
Close one and then see if we get an underwater close at 3:15.
All right, I'm out. No, I'm out.
Oh, you ain't gonna. Here you go.
No,
There you go. What do you want?
I'm out. I got out.
Yeah,
Screw
take
it.
It's okay.
Screw
Take
it.
your profits.
Oh, take it. Nice. That's
Yeah.
a couple of big holds for us.
This is the type of trade I love to take, though. I like to just get in and hold till TP. Obviously, I mean, we've got 3 minutes left into the day. I would have held otherwise, but yeah. I'm not much of a scalper, guys. I like to get in and stay in. That's it.
Great trade. Great
Yeah,
trade.
solid trade.
Thanks. You too, Jack. You too, Joey.
Yeah, my
Don't
no
be-
position trade.
Don't be afraid of heights. Yeah, $400 closer to a boat. Let's go. Let's go.
Nah, it's still pushing lows. Wild. Just not stopping.
They heard Salma's out, so now they're gonna run into TP. Come on. Come on.
I would say you caught the move.
Yeah, 100%. I'm
Yeah.
good with this. I was supposed to be out like, I don't know, probably around 2,500, and then I decided to lower TP. So I'm good with this. More than good with this. GG, guys.
Here comes those 75s in a close I called. Right on the nose, baby.
Send it, send it, send it. I hope this sets up for just an amazing day tomorrow.
Wait, what?
So I hope like today's this PA that we're getting here, the movement that we're getting right now sets up for an amazing day tomorrow.
Oh, usually day after FOMC is a good day.
Yeah. We're about to go test the 100% extension level on the
What
IB.
up, mommy? What up, Salty?
Thanks, Robo, for tuning in. You're awesome.
All right, guys, before we get off, we need a few more likes. Bump us up above 300. There's 670 you here. We need 4 more for 300, so race to it. Oh, they're going to put me on blast. I got nothing to talk about.
What do you mean? This thing's still ripping.
75 on the low, Salma. There you go.
There you go. There you go. Guys, this was an awesome day. This was great.
Solid.
Amazing.
Jack was ripping on me for saying good job, guys, but I got to say, good job, guys.
Thanks, Jim.
I wanted it today. I feel like
Yeah, for once, it does feel like a good job. It sure does.
Yeah. I even went out and registered a domain name. I registered Leaky Gut Trader.
That's funny.
Jim, pronounce your last name for me, Jim.
My last name?
Yeah. How do you pronounce
No.
that?
You should attempt it.
Cagnina.
So Jack's actually closer than most. So the real pronunciation is Cagnina, but in America it's Cagnina.
So what do you like?
But my friends call me Cags, so we'll just stick with that. It's easy.
Cags.
4 letters.
I like that.
There we go. Well, what a day today. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I mean, we are closing on the lows in the ES. Rollover is essentially over for that contract, although Friday is OPEX and last trading day for the March contract. Bonds ended up just north of a 113 handle, 114.06. And it's pretty much a risk-off day. I mean, gold is down 1% at 48.47. The Bitcoin kind of held its own. It's been super resilient here, but we didn't break through that 74,000 level, which I was hoping for. So interesting day today. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Crude oil is just back up to its previous session's high right now. So it's sticky strong in crude oil. In any event, great job. Let's give these young traders a round of applause, please.
Keep it going.
All right. Tomorrow, everybody, we have special guest is Danny Dayan, and I'm going to say his name wrong. It's spelled Dayan. Danny's been on before. He's awesome. He's a global macro volatility portfolio manager and author of Micro Musings newsletter. Tape Talk tomorrow is Farm. Jack and Nick. Jack's coming back. Trade the Open with Nick tomorrow. Can't wait for that. And then Selma and Stowe are going to be at midday markets. They're going to be trading live accounts. Selma, good to see you again. Super
Let's
cool.
go.
And then at the close, Chris and Leo and Selma are. You're doing double duty tomorrow.
Yeah, we're back on double duty Thursdays. Although I won't be here next Thursday, so I'll miss you guys.
Why not?
I'll be in Connecticut for a wedding. I got my cousin's wedding, so
Oh, well, that's nice.
fortunately won't be here.
I'm also gone next Thursday for a wedding. Look at us.
Jack, are you going
Wow.
to Connecticut by any chance?
Is it the same wedding?
Portland, actually. So the other side of the states, but meet me in the middle. I'll see you in Chicago.
So we do
crazy.
have one more thing to talk about. We have another challenge I wanted to mention, and I think Mr. Control might be able to pull it up. It's called the Micro Showdown.
Yo, the micro showdown.
Yeah.
Sign up, guys.
There it is. Starting Monday, March 30th at 9 a.m. East Coast time, $5,000 in cash prizes for the top 20. And it looks like the showdown might include a few ladies from NinjaTrader Live.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that. That's
Love that.
Salma,
Guys, use my
Tanya,
link.
and Lumi right there on the screen. So go ahead and go to arena.ninjatrader.com and register for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Or just go to ninjatrader.com. You'll find it. We'll talk more about it as we get closer to it. I know we got we do have the March Madness on the 23rd, and then the next week we have the micro showdown. It's going to be awesome. So appreciate you doing that, Selma, by the way.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. In any event,
Plus, I get to show my mom that graphic.
oh yeah,
Look, Mom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, very good. In any event,
Mama, I
everybody,
made it.
what's that, Joey?
He said, Mom, I made it.
Mom, I made it.
We're gonna get Joey on a billboard deadlifting. Like
That's right.
500 pounds.
I'm gonna come do some deadlifts with you, Jim.
All right,
As long as you give me some like skincare tips on getting a tan, because man, that is that is
All right.
golden, bro.
I'll get hair tips from Jack, and you get skincare from me. In any event, appreciate you guys as usual. Great job. Looking forward to talking to you again very, very soon. In the meantime, everybody, thank you for being part of NinjaTrader Live, the best community for trading I've ever been involved with, and I've been involved in trading communities, as you could tell, for decades. So this is the right place to be. Thank you for being part of our family. Thank you for the subscriptions. And remember, most important message of the day, please be safe out there. Be good to each other. We'll see you soon.
Bye,
See you, chat.
chat.